Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. Looks like there's a new feature here, and I want to look that up and try to show this to you. Let's see if it works. All right, we'll try that in a minute. It's a feature they used to have years ago, but they got rid of it. Okay, B Aviation, good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon to you. So welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. And this afternoon we have Tullamore D.E.W Irish whiskey, triple distilled. And the distillery, Tullamore Distillery, was founded in 1829, and then years later, in honor of their famous blend master Daniel E. Williams, they named it Tullamore. They came out with a brand, Tullamore D.E.W. That's why it's got the initials. Some people call it Tullamore D.E.W, but it's, as you can see, it's D.E.W. All right, the legendary Irish whiskey, triple distilled. Now, it might run about $26, $27, but Walmart had it for $13 a few years ago. $13. Don't know why. Didn't ask why. I bought it. $13. Can you believe? 40% alcohol. It's a blend of copper, grain whiskey, copper pot still whiskey, and single malt whiskey. And it's aged for a number of years. They don't give an age statement. But it's aged in ex-bourbon barrels and ex-sherry casks. So ex-sherry wine casks. So those wine barrels are going to give it an interesting flavor, you see. And this is a William Grant and Sons company. You've heard of William Grant Scotch, but they own this. It's a William Grant company. Now here's the Busker. The Busker. Introduced way back in 2020, a bad year to come out with unless it was hand sanitizer. 2020's introduction of the Busker Irish whiskey. Now I have the green label, which is the blended, but this is the single grain whiskey, all corn, or if you live in Europe, maize. And it's from Royal Oaks Distillery. It's 44.3% alcohol. No age statement. It is aged in ex-bourbon barrels and ex-marsala casks. Marsala. Let me move this stuff out the way. Okay. Jason Cleveland says, nice haircut. Oh, thank you. Some people didn't like it at work. Some people liked it. Butch Willie says, hey, Ron, I'm a big fan of Tullamore, as I've told you, says Butch. It's a good product. Wayne says, there he is. There I am. Okay, so I'm going to pour it. Let's get rolling. Make sure I got the right labels. It's a single grain versus a blended affair challenge. Not really. It's not really a good challenge, but it's. I don't have a bunch of single grain whiskey, so it is showing me something that the single grain is quite a bit different from the single than the blended. I haven't gotten it wrong yet, but I guess I'll screw up and get it wrong. But maybe not. Maybe not. So yeah, awesome deal. $13. $13 for this Tullamore D.E.W. And oh, what a lovely product it is. And they had a great deal on the Busker. I got to give Walmart credit. They had the Busker for $10. It's a $30 whiskey. $30 whiskey. They had it for $10. Well, I guess those days are over because I haven't seen Walmart run a sale like that lately. And but I'm not trying to be greedy. I took advantage of it when I could, and I guess those days ended last year. It's been about a year, but that's okay. How much is that Tullamore normal? Yeah, about $26. Yeah. But like I said, I got it for 13. And this one's about 30, and I got it for 10. Crazy, huh? I paid $23 for two bottles, these two bottles, 23 plus tax. All right, so here we go. The single grain, the Busker is lighter. It's pale straw. This one is gold, not straw. Turn on the lamps now, so I'm not sitting in declining light. Ron always finds a deal some way, somehow. It's not really me. It's just that I just live close to places that have deals. I got an American blended whiskey yesterday, a liter for $9.99. They said it was discontinued. I don't know if that's really true, but I guess the store owner knows. They probably told him it was discontinued. But let's try this screen share option. Well, here's the website for Tullamore D.E.W. Balance of fruit. Malt whiskey gives fruit flavors, and pot still whiskey gives spice flavors. Triple distillation, a blend of all three Irish whiskeys. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That's what their website looks like. Talking about doing cocktails and awards they won. Here's the Single collection. The one I have. The single grain. Then there's also single malt, which I've never bought, and single pot still, which I've never bought. See that? Looked like it worked. So I said, look at YouTube live going to screen share. They needed to. Now they just need to let people join, other people join the hangout. Then they got it made. All right. Like they used to have. Remember, we used to do those. You never tried Busker? The Busker green label, the blended is similar to this. This is unique. Okay. Smell like typical Irish whiskey, Irish blended whiskey. You get that honey, the cereal grains like bread crust, no smoke, no char, just honey sweetness and bread. Do you still use StreamYard? Yeah, I use it for all the group hangouts because you can't put the groups on this unless something changed and I'm not aware of it. I use the free version. I'm not paying for it. I can have up to 6 people. But once you get over 6 people, it becomes so complicated, it's not even worth having it. I tried doing more than, it's a headache. And I've seen people do these videos where they got 20 people in their panel. It's mostly like chaos, Hey, Ryan, got this. Yeah, I got my ears on it. Looks sharp, huh? Oh, thanks. Got it low. But I mean, my hair grows so fast that it's like, it's going to be bushy soon. One thing I was glad when I saw the hair coming off, it was mostly still brown, not gray. So That's a good sign. All right, so the aroma, I think that's the vanilla and the sugar cream, which makes me think it's the thing. Makes me think it's the single malt. Yeah, not think it. I'm thinking it, not thinking it. All right, taste Jaws. Yeah, the beard was fine, but it was getting pretty big, pretty, long. So I figured I'd trim it. I set it on the number 2 level and I trimmed it. Oh, it'll grow back. Yeah, cheers to y'all. All right, so that tastes like the blended. Nice, wonderful product. You like good whiskey? Buy Tullamore D.E.W. You're gonna love it. I think. I don't see why you wouldn't, really, honestly. Is it as good as Jameson? I mean, they're all about the same. Jameson, Patty's, Tullamore. Take your pick. Okay, that's the Busker. Why? It tastes like sugar cream and vanilla and a lot of oak. And you see, they finish it in those marsala barrels, marsala casks. And marsala is an unusual flavor. So it makes, it's a strange taste in wine, and it makes that taste strange. The Busker tastes strange because it's in that kind of unusual. Not to say sherry. Now, I mean, sherry can make the Tullamore taste. Whoops, the Tullamore taste. I keep thinking the Tullamore's over here, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking it's not because it's backwards. I keep thinking I had said it in a different spot. The Tullamore is aged in ex-sherry barrels because it's a strong wine. Sherry is a strong wine, but they didn't say if it was cream sherry or dry sherry or cocktail sherry, but it tastes like it's dry sherry. Okay, so this is the Tullamore D.E.W. It is. And I like it more. I mean, that's a personal preference thing. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that you should not buy a single grain whiskey. If you want to buy it, buy it. I don't know about paying $30, but that's your money. Buy what you want. I got it for 10, so hey. It's not really my kind of thing, tell you the truth. It tastes kind of like yellow mellow corn, from Kentucky, mellow corn, which is 100 proof. This is only 80, 88.6. But they're similar. They're very similar. You say, well, that's from Ireland and mellow corn's from Kentucky. I get that, but they taste like sweet corn whiskey. If you want to drink it, then go ahead and drink. It's not really my thing. I'm not going to waste the bottle. I'm going to drink it all. It tastes pretty good, but it's not really my kind of thing. Like I'm saying, I'd rather the blended. The blended is my thing. Now, what about single malt Irish whiskey? Well, I've never had it, so I can't say if I would like it or not, but I probably would like it. I certainly like the single malt Scotch. Can't take issue with that. Those are always yummy. At varying degrees. I mean, some of the single malt Scotch I have are really great, and some of them are like not as great. You know what I'm saying? Like not so great. But I don't really have a bad one. I have one that's heading toward bad, but yeah, all right. I didn't pay. That was $20.99. So the Busker. It's sort of simple. It's like it's not complete. And guess what? It isn't complete because the Busker Single Grain is a component of the complete product. The complete product is the green label, the triple distilled blended, because they're taking the Busker Single Grain, they're taking the Busker Single Malt, and they're taking the Busker, Copper Pot Still, which are all whiskeys made in their own world, separate from one another. Then they're blending them together and bottling them and selling them to you. So they're selling the final product, and then they're selling the three pieces if you feel like buying the three pieces. I didn't feel like buying them all, any of them, but I saw them for $10 and I immediately bought them. Now, could they do the same for Tullamore? They might do the same for Tullamore. You might look on their website. I got the link below. They might sell a single malt, a single grain, a single pot still, copper pot still. Then you got the pieces. Okay, have you ever been to Ireland? No, I haven't, but we flew over Ireland. So I've never been to Ireland. I've been over Ireland. You see the preposition? I've never been to Ireland. I've been over Ireland in the plane. It seems like a really interesting place to visit. Yes, it probably is. It was nighttime when we were flying over it, and then it was daytime when we were flying back. I mean, it just looked like farms, we were high up. You could see fields. It looked like an emerald isle. Okay, but I did go to England, and I did go to Gibraltar, that territory in Europe. I did go to Spain, and I did go to Spanish Africa, Ceuta, the Spanish territory of Ceuta. And they had so much liquor over there, y'all. It was unreal. And they had prices that were amazing. And I had time. I was there for 6 nights. I could have bought scotch for $4.99. A full bottle of scotch for $4.99. Now, it might have been terrible, but I could have done the videos and drank it and tried it and come back and posted it. But I was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Now I regret it, but I should have, but I didn't. I bought so many beers, though. Y'all saw all those beer reviews I did in Spain and in England. And yeah, Spain and England. And I did about 9 or 10. And I really wanted to concentrate on those, to me, exotic. Now, over there, they ordinary, but over here, they're exotic beers. So I even did them in the ocean on the ship. I did 2 videos on the ship going from Europe to Africa. That was kind of fun, And I drank coffee too. Okay, good evening, Ron. I really enjoyed the Tullamore D.E.W. I say it's right up there with Jameson's in the quality department. I agree with that. And it's cheaper in my area. It's a little bit higher here, actually, than Jameson. I've never had the Buskers. Yeah, Buskers is right up there, good quality. Royal Oaks Distillery. Burley Sullivan says, William Martin says, about to do a 1792 barrel proof store pick. Oh, I couldn't handle barrel proof. Too strong for me. Can't handle it. My little brother used to live in Durham, England. Oh, Durham, England. Indiana in the house, just saying. Oh, okay. Indiana. Here's the smart one in the family. Oh, he's the smart one in the family. He was a college professor out there. Oh, okay. That's good. I used to teach in college. I taught for, but 18 years off and on for Southern University in New Orleans and Southeastern Louisiana University. I preferred Southern, I graduated from Southeastern Louisiana, but I preferred teaching for Southern University in New Orleans because they were easier to work with. It was like a lot better organized situation for what I was doing. It was easy money though, really. But Augustine Ponce, hello to you. All right, so this is it. You'll find the Busker is a little bit unusual, being that it's a single grain whiskey, and it's really sweet and like sugar cream. but everything doesn't have to taste the same. So yeah, it's unique. I like it, and I would recommend it if you like unique and unusual things. Wayne says, "I'll." Oh, William Martin says, "Got many short and long. I only have long. Oh, I only have long boxes. Yeah, got some stuff in there. You know, every every issue of the Incredible Hulk 1962 to when it was canceled in 2015 due to nobody buying it but me. Got all the Wonder Woman issues from the New Look 1968 to the new Wonder Woman in 87. Got every one. 68, the New Look. Remember when she was like the Avengers, like Emma Peel and all of that. And then she went back to being Wonder Woman. All right, you know, with the powers, because there was some all kind of complex things happening. All right, I like going to college, but I don't think I would like to teach. How everyone is different. I like to teach. I like to teach. I like going to college, and I like teaching in college. Love the DEW. Nice, says what Claude. Hello, Claude. Claude says, "Is there a theme for tonight's live beer group?" Yes, any Canadian beer. If you got a beer from Canada, you're in. If it's not a beer from Canada, don't bother joining. But you can watch. All right, so that's it. Beers from Canada, Canadian beers, whatever it is, you can do it. Molson, there's a good Molson Canadian. Can't find it in Louisiana anymore. Can't find Labatt in Louisiana anymore. So you know what I'm bringing. But next Wednesday is Joker's Wild Wednesday. Anything you want to bring? And then on February 14th, the second Wednesday in February is German lagers. Any German lager. Now, sometimes people ask dumb questions like, well, what if it's Spaten? Well, it's a German lager. I guess you can bring it. Yeah, but what if it's Hackab Shore, Munich Gold, or whatever they call it? It's a lager. I guess you can bring it. You know, it's like you don't have to keep asking the question. If it's a lager, you can bring it. Now, don't ask me, well, what if it's a wheat ale? Ale. I said German lager, but you know, most of y'all are laughing like, well, that's pretty obvious, right? You think it would be, but all right, Claude Diamond says Moosehead. Moosehead, where did you get the idea that I have Moosehead? What led you to that conclusion? All right, well, thanks for watching, folks. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for beers produced in Canada, the Dominion of Canada. Thanks for watching and have a nice evening, and see you in 30 minutes. And the winner, in my opinion, is the Tullamore because it tastes more yummy.